name is Shaun Han. I run the applications business for Oracle for ASEAN. Basically, the countries I take care of includes the Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, and of course the SAGE countries, which stands for South Asia Growing Economies, and both East and West, which includes Vietnam, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and so on. We have applications running across all industries in all the countries itself. Particularly right now, one of my focus actually is more in the SAGE countries, because I'm seeing a lot of potential growth and a lot of growth coming from this region itself. So that's why I think I'm also making a trip here to actually try and talk more to the customers, meet up with the customers to understand the customers better, get some feedback from the customers and the channel partners and so on. I think one of the commitments that Oracle has to our customers is to ensure that the investments they put into our Oracle applications are protected, and also they will not become obsolete. So I think that's one of the most important commitments that Oracle have to them. And the way we are going it is we are very committed to the Applications Unlimited strategy, whereby customers who have already purchased the Oracle applications today, like the PeopleSoft, the Siebel, JD Edwards, and so on, Oracle will continue to invest in R&D to enhance these applications with new feature sets, new patch releases, and so on. So that's assurance from Oracle. At the same time, we will also make sure that the roadmaps to the improvement of these applications are clear to our customers. So customers will know that in the next few years what kind of releases will be coming out and so on. And they can plan their businesses based on those feature function sets and so on and so forth. Now, the other thing also is that because we know for the fact that if the customers are going to go on the JDFs and so on, we also provide lifetime support for these applications. So if the customers do want to stay on and the applications and it's really suitable for their business, they still can. So Oracle will provide lifetime support for those. Now, but of course, at the same time, we're also investing a lot of R&D and money into engineering time into new applications for new next generation applications that's going to be out as well, right? So the next generation applications are based on open industry platforms, right? And we'll be able to run in a modular fashion. So, and they will run in line with the existing applications. So we give the customer a choice also that in the future, if the customer wants to use new modules from this new future generation applications, they can in coexistence with the existing applications, right? Or if the customers choose to move as they keep on upgrading their latest releases, they can also choose to move towards the new application generation if they want to in the future. And Oracle will do their best, will provide us a seamless integration or a path to migrate towards that applications. So I think Oracle always likes to protect the investments of all our customers who invested in our applications. So one thing, as I mentioned earlier, we do have the entire suite of products, right? All the way from the database layer, all the way to the middleware layer to applications layer, and even at applications layer, right? We continue to innovate and invest in terms of R&D to improve the new future generation of applications that's coming up. So I think with this ability for us to provide technology and innovation into applications, that's where the customers will see the returns on investment as well as the advantage in this area, right? So today, in fact, we are selling a whole breadth of our products right now in Pakistan. But I think if you ask, different industries have got different focus areas. So, for example, like the FSI area as well as the telco areas, CRM is one of the very strong products we're selling here. I think in terms of campus solutions that we have also from a higher education side of the house, we also have about 10 over campuses already rolling out our campus solution from Oracle. I think in terms of the in general, I think the most prevalent product we have in Pakistan right now is the EBS suite. That is a horizontal solution, cuts across all industries, and that's where it's one of the dominant ERP solutions that we have from Oracle that's in Pakistan today. Actually, you brought a good point. The fact that right now, in terms of the Oracle's presence in all the industries, in fact, we are present in almost all industries. So, even in Pakistan itself, when we are dominant, not just in telco and FSI, we also have strong presence in the manufacturing, especially textile area, electronics area, We're also very well placed in the education side, higher educations. We are also well placed in some of the government deals and so on and so forth. So I think, and the way we will penetrate all these verticals, the fact that we do have specialized solutions that's targeted for these verticals across here. Yeah, no, it's a methodology that Oracle has introduced to enable some of our customers who are a bit more standardized form of implementation for their businesses, and those customers who are willing to adopt this methodology will see the benefits, as I said earlier, in terms of the predictability, the fast implementation time, and the lower risks in making sure this project is a success for them as well. So I think Oracle right now is also focusing a lot on the SME market space, and we understand the fact that in this space, the customers want a fast and quick implementation of solutions, and they also want to look for value for money in this area. So I think Oracle have come up basically with a implementation methodology for this marketplace, especially for the EBS suite that we have that's applicable across for all sectors. And this implementation template that methodology that we provide enables the businesses to implement the EBS solution in terms of weeks rather than months, right? So we have a lot of customers who are already using this methodology, and the referenceable ones that we have today are Shirazi Trading and Pepco. In fact, for example, at Pepco, they managed to implement this within 70 days rather than the typical 6 months cycle they need to implement. And even for Shirazi, it's about 40 days to implement. So this is a very vast improvement, and it makes it more predictable for the customers as well in terms of the outcome of the implementation. A lot of businesses were looking at the infrastructure setup. They were looking at how to optimize the returns on investments and so on, the infrastructure piece. But right now, as we move forward, because of the dynamic business environment that we're facing today, because of the way the IT market has evolved, moving from the centralized, the old mainframes era right now to the Web 2.0 era. So people, the way they respond is also very different. So I think from that perspective, on the trends area, what we're seeing right now is that customers are actually looking more towards engineered systems. What I mean by engineered systems is that whereby the hardware as well as the software are optimized to work together in backend in R&D side. And this is important because when customers look at engineered systems, they deploy faster in the marketplace. They are able to be more certain of the outcome, more predictable in terms of the success of the project. At the same time, they can hold a single vendor responsible for a single point of contact for all the IT solutions right in this area. I think that's one thing they're looking for. I think the other trend, which I'm also seeing very prevalent in the market right now, is in terms of mobility. So I think now with the presence of iPads, iPhones and all that, and a lot of our new generation workers today, the Gen Y people, are actually very much using all these gadgets. I think I'm seeing a lot of applications today should be able to have ability to run on iPads or iPhones, and I think busy executives can also, I think, see an advantage in using this because they can work anywhere, anytime. They can get information at the tips of their fingers and so on. I think one other trend which I'm also noticing right now is the form of analytics, because I think as companies become more competitive, companies want to increase their revenue from each of the users they have, or even from the customers and so on. So I think they are looking into any way they can gather business information, business analytics that from the systems that they can use as a competitive edge for them. And last but not least, I think one last thing also is the trend moving forward is a lot of the CEOs, CFOs and all that, because of the amount of data that is available to them, they want to be able to be more productive, and in order to do that, they need to have a system whereby they can go in and it's more like a role-based play. Whereby if I'm a CFO, when I log into my system, straight away I'll see what is the pending issues that's pertaining to the financial role, to look at the reports, to look at the people I can contact, I need to ask questions, so on. So there's anything that's relevant is presented to them so that we can be more productive in terms of responding to their daily tasks. It's affecting in a very positive way, in the sense that right now, when the customers have got different IT hardware environments, they're using different storage systems, they're using different hardware and so on. And when they try and run applications on top of that, they have to be able to fine-tune it, optimize it themselves, and find ways and patches to get it working together. On the other hand, in terms of the engineered systems that we have from Oracle, this is really done for them. In fact, we have spent almost about 17 billion of R&D, as well as almost a decade of engineering experience in putting this engineered piece together. So I guess where if the customers use this straight away, they don't have to do any of this. It's really done for them. I think that's how it impacts them. Yeah. From a business perspective, right, the CIO first of all got to consider in running the business, because of the fact that the technologies we have today includes modular modules, right? We also have how they can deploy. That means they can actually talk about whether it's cloud-based. Cloud could be a private cloud, hybrid, could be a public cloud, could be a hybrid cloud, so on and so forth. So the customers have to decide for what's best for their business in deploying all this technology. So I think along the way, there are customers which prefers to have on-premise solutions, which they want to have in complete control of the applications and the way they run the data and so on. Some of them may think that they want to go on a cloud model whereby it's faster to deploy. In terms of the on-demand model. At the same time, there are less ability to customize. So these are things which the CIOs got to consider in putting their strategy forward. As long as the customers are looking to a transformational change in the IT environment, they should start talking to Oracle as soon as possible. And that's where, with the industry expertise that we have, with the best practices that we have learned and gathered through the years in this business, we are able to provide a much more inputs into the plans in the future. So I think these are, the earlier they engage us, I guess they have a much better quality plans that will roll out from their planning stage. So in emerging markets, because of the original focus on infrastructure, as mentioned earlier on, the fact that they already done, before they first started, they were looking at probably a lot of customized solutions that they have in the environment. They're looking at a situation where we got heterogeneous purchases along the way, different vendors, different hardware boxes, the applications, so on. So I think one of the challenges they're going to have moving forward is to seriously see how they integrate that into a total IT plan to drive their business forward in the future, right? I think this challenge is real, and I think that's how Oracle can step in to help with the fact that all our solutions right together. We give the customers the choice as well as a complete solution for them to select, right? So complete solution meaning that we will have the best of breed for all the application modules that we have in our portfolio, and the customers can actually choose as and when or which modules they want to work with their environments, or they so choose to use all the way with Oracle, they can as well. But if they're in heterogeneous environment, they can also, because it's modular, they can actually use Oracle's modules that's relevant to them and they want to use and plug into their environment itself. So that's one of the things which Oracle invests a lot of R&D into to make sure that works for the customers. So for the focus areas in terms of the industries that we're looking at right now, I think Oracle will be looking into a lot more in the government sectors, in Pakistan, as well as also in the manufacturing area, where although we are strong today in the textile as well as the electronics area, we are also targeting at the CPG and other parts of the manufacturing to drive further growth. Yes, it's the first time I am in Pakistan. I'm really excited to be here, and I'm looking at a lot of potential today, a lot of talented people I've met along the way. I've spoken to a few customers as well, and I think we'll of course Oracle continue to invest in Pakistan itself and to make sure that we enable our partners here to be able to add value to our customers. And I'm also very excited to be here to actually witness and ensure these things come about in Pakistan itself. Shukriya.